Everyone, this is Paul from Lizardland. Today we're going to talk about some of our favorite animals, the Uromastyx. We have 5 different species to demonstrate to you all today, and but before we do so, I just want to give you some background information on Uromastyx in general. So Uromastyx are in the agamid family. Actually, if we could just take a peek at this guy over here real quick. This is another example of an agamid, the frilled dragon. The bearded dragon is also an agamid. Okay, so you guys get the picture. We all know what agamids are now. So we keep a lot of agamids, but we love our Uromastyx. In the video, we're going to be going over our golden Uromastyx, our Mali Uromastyx, our Saharan Uromastyx, and our Moroccan. And I actually think we're going to leave out our oscillators today because they're a little bit nutty. They're just super fast, and they actually are kind of nippy for a Uromastyx, surprisingly. But all of our Uromastyx are either wild caught, or except for one, which is our Moroccan. And some of them came from other people, from other collectors. So, you know, we have a variety of wild caught, long-term captive, and captive born. So we're going to show you all 3. All 3 are doing well for us. You know, we do well with imports, but we deal with a lot of imports here at Lizardland. So we kind of have a knack for it. We don't really recommend buying imported animals or wild caught animals, because they can be very difficult to establish. For us, like I said, we've been doing it for a long time, so it's a little bit easier. But if it's your first pet, you know, if you're looking to get a Uromastyx, do not get a wild caught one. Please get a quality captive born Uromastyx, which that's something that we're striving to do here. Last year we produced 6 Saharan babies, and this year we hope to produce the Saharans as well as several other species. So hope you enjoy our different species that we're about to show you. Today we're going to talk about some of our favorite lizards. Some of you may recognize these. They're called Uromastyx. Oh, she's not happy. These are a desert dweller, awesome little lizards. Well, I guess they would be considered a medium-sized lizard. We work with 5 different species of them, and this year we hope to get some eggs out of these, which are the Saharan species. We have 2 male and 2 female. Our males are actually the red variety, and our females are the yellow. We're going to go grab our males here in a minute so you can see them as well. But this is a really old female. Really big female. I mean, I've personally never seen a Saharan female bigger than that. Right now you can see she's got some dimpling there on her hips, so she's lost a lot of weight, and she's getting into like probably the final week of her before she starts to lay. So you can even see down here in the base of the tail where she's lost a lot of her fat reserve. All that goes directly into the egg. This girl here, she actually laid an infertile clutch this year, unfortunately. A young female, but she did pop out, I think it was like 14 duds. So hopefully next year we'll get her with an adequate male, one that knows what to do, and she'll be producing some fertile eggs. Along with this girl, unfortunately she was with the same male, so I don't have high hopes for these eggs either. So we probably had 2 dud clutches this year, unfortunately, with our Saharans. But it's all good. You know, next year will probably be better. So here we have our red male Saharan. Earlier we were discussing about the females, and so the males are much brighter. You can tell, you know, this guy, he's really not even fully fired up, and he has these beautiful deep reds. So they are visibly dimorphic. Dimorphic means that, you know, there's some visible difference between males and females. So the males are visibly brighter. They're much brighter, especially the bellies. So the belly is like these really pretty bright oranges and reds. That's the classic markings of a male. It's actually how people are able to identify when breeding and when acquiring Uromastyx. The easiest way to identify is just by simply looking at the belly, or just recognizing that the animal is brighter than the other. So their defense mechanism is this lovely tail that they have. I mean, I think this is what we all love about the Uromastyx. Not only do they have that cute bulldog build, but they also have this really cool spiky tail, which if they're really agitated, they will whip you with it. For an animal, or for something our size, it's not really going to hurt. But for maybe a smaller predator, trying to get down into their burrow, it could be a good defense mechanism. So these guys, the Saharans, they eat a lot of different stuff. Primarily vegetables, collard green, mustard green, lettuce, lentil beans, all different kinds of things. They love sprouts, so they're like little trash cans, and dandelion flower. We actually have an abundance of dandelion flower on our property, so we're able to go out and harvest as much as we want. These guys love the dandelion flower. Here we have a beautiful Moroccan Uromastyx, which is the Uromastyx Acanthuria nigroventris. And these are really cool Uromastyx. Some people prefer them above all for their personality and for their hardiness. These guys are super hardy. They do great in captivity. We're working on trying to get a breeding pair going. This is our male. So a really pretty male. He has some beautiful markings on his back. And he is very lively. I mean, we just took him right out of the cage, so he's super warmed up right now. But this guy will literally walk right up to you. He'll walk right into your hand. He's just like one of the sweetest little Euros that we have. Here we have our dispars, which are called the golden Uromastyx. There's really not too many people like keeping and breeding these, to my knowledge. I mean, there's really not many people keeping and breeding or breeding Uromastyx in general. I mean, there are quite a few people that are keeping them now, and their popularity is on the rise. But these are called golden Uromastyx. Very similar to like a Mali, because this is in the dispar family, just like the Mali. The Mali is Dispar maliensis, and these are dispar. So the difference here, like we actually may have two females here, because you see they have white bellies. Like there's like absolutely no color change whatsoever to the bellies. There's no bright colors. There's no like dark bands or anything. No patterns of any kind. So I'm thinking that we actually may have two females here. But these look really pretty when they're adults. They're called the golden Uromastyx because they get basically like an orange goldish color, like a sand color. On the back, their heads stay black and their tails are also black. So they have a beautiful black head, black tail, and like a golden sandy colored body. These are young. I mean, the dispars are fairly large, very hardy Uromastyx. These are wild imports. I mean, they've done great. They've beefed up really quick. But pretty much all of our wild imports are the same way. They've all done really well. But these have done exceptional. So hopefully we'll be able to locate a male in the future, and we'll be able to get these breeding in the next year or two. Before we bring out our big boy Cheeseburger, which is our Mali Uromastyx, we want to give you some background information on him. So Cheeseburger he has his name because he is extremely large for a Uromastyx. He would definitely be considered obese. So we acquired him this way. He was actually a little over 3 pounds. So when you see him, don't be alarmed. Like, he's doing great. He's actually lost a significant amount of weight. And we believe that the reasons that he became so overweight was 2 main factors. The most significant factor was not enough heat. So since acquiring him, we've given him proper UVB, proper heat, and he is dropping a lot of weight. But still, eating normal, has a voracious appetite, but steadily losing weight, which is good, which tells us that adding the extra heat definitely helps. The second thing was definitely diet. Some of his food items were probably not choice items for Uromastyx. Some broccoli and cauliflower, were staple in his diet. Which, with the nightshade vegetables, we don't really recommend them. They're, they're gassy. They can cause diarrhea. I think in his case, it may have contributed a little bit to the obesity. So, from here on out, he's really on, the different greens that are definitely helping him lose some weight. So let's go ahead and bring him out. We're going to bring out Cheeseburger. We're going to finish the video with our buddy Cheeseburger. He's one of our mascots here at Lizardland. As you can see, he's pretty big. Compared to the rest of our Uromastyx, this guy is like 3 times the size of the rest of them. He is literally about 3 pounds, and the rest are around 1 pound, or even the younger ones are much less, half a pound. So this guy is just massive, but a sweetie pie. He's got a big old heart, big old cheeks. But this is the Molly Uromastyx. So just like the golden Uromastyx that we demonstrated earlier, this guy is in the same subgenus. So he's a dispar. This is a dispar molliensis, whereas the other ones are dispar. So a lot of similar features. The other Euros will, the Goldens will develop similar body features, really big tails, thick tails. The Mollies definitely have a huge tail in comparison to the other Euros, in my opinion, from what I've seen. I mean, this guy's tail, he's kind of abnormally large, but as you can see in my hand, his tail barely fits in my hand. So that's our boy Cheeseburger, our mascot Uromastyx. He's a good boy.